I have with me Arvind Mediratta, the MD and CEO of Metro Cash and Carry India. Thank you so much for speaking to us at Bloomberg Quint.
My pleasure to be here.
So have you started your online portal yet?
Not yet, because unlike B2C, in B2B there are some peculiarities which you have to take into account.
Okay.
We have a very successful global program called Buy More, Pay Less. So typically if customers buy more, they get a better price, which is obviously not the case in B2C.
Okay.
So we have to build this functionality into our system. Second thing is, in the case of HoReCa customers, like if you look at restaurants and hotels, their menu pricing is fixed. So they also want to do fixed rate contracts with us. So they want to fix the price of chicken for 6 months or 1 year. Mm-hmm. Same with other commodities that they consume. Now, typically we have a fixed rate contract, but it is varying for different customers. So it's customized for each customer based on how much volume they're buying and their previous history with us. So these things, will take some time to build it into the e-commerce platform.
Okay. So basically your e-commerce platform will be more of a B2B platform, or it will be more of a B2C?
It will be 100% B2B.
It will be 100%.
It will be focused on our 3 segments that we talked about.
Okay.
The Kiranas, HoReCa, and the SEOs.
And what is the minimum order value that you plan to keep for this online segment?
See, nothing. Even right now in the store, the minimum order value is 1,000 rupees. Because we are talking about business customers, this is a very small limit. In fact, we see that on an average, the ticket size is much bigger than this number. Because what we are again chasing is not just number of transactions, but also share of wallet. So we try to be a one-stop shop for their entire assortment needs.
Okay.
And typically the Kiranas that we focus on, their monthly turnover would be between 2 to 6 lakh rupees every month. So we would like to chase a significant share of their wallet of this buying every month.
Okay. But since you are the one-stop shop for Kirana Walas, and why is it that you're still chasing for a share of wallet? Are they also going to other distribution channels as well for procurement?
Okay, this is a very interesting question. So a lot of people don't know, but we have a sales force. So we have about 600 people who are our sales force, and again they focus on these 3 segments. The biggest chunk of our sales force is focused on the Kiranas. So what happens is, in the past, our salespeople were basically telling them what are the great offers in Metro and then request them to come to the store and buy. Now, in that model, as you can understand, given the traffic conditions in India, a lot of times the customers, even though they are willing to come to Metro, they will sometimes not come because A, they don't have much help to manage the store, and the traffic conditions being what they are. So we told, as first step, we asked our salespeople to start taking orders. This has been a very successful program. We call it OPD. So our salespeople now go and take the order. After telling them what are the great offers in Metro, they collect the payment and then we do delivery. This is different from the COD model of B2C, because we would like our customers to make the payment upfront, right? Because the prices, especially in commodities and wholesale, keep on varying quite a lot.
Yes.
So this program has been very successful. Now what they're saying is, we don't even need to wait for your salespeople to come. We would like to place an order on your app or on your e-commerce site. That's what we are working towards.
Okay. And you also have your own private label. What is the margin that you have on your private label currently that you enjoy, and also what is the extent that it is of your overall revenues that you derive from your private labels? See,
our share of own brands, we don't call them private label, we call them own brands, because we believe they are brands in their own right. Currently it's about 7.5-8%. It used to be about 4.5% about 12 months ago.
Okay.
So it has doubled in the last 12 months. We're looking at significantly growing this number because the share of own brands in other countries where Metro operates is much higher.
Okay. If you could tell us what it is like in other countries?
See, it
the highest or some?
It's in some countries even as high as 20% plus. And it's a function of what is the customer segment that you're focusing on.
Okay.
So if you are a strong trader market, so India is a land of Kiranas, the share of own brands would be slightly lower. If you're looking at HoReCa, the share will be higher, because honestly, when you go to a restaurant and they bring you pickle or they bring you papad, you don't really care about the brand of pickle or papad, so long as it tastes good. Yes. And is safe, right? And the quality is good. So we have introduced a lot of private label products for our HoReCa customers. We have 5 kg packs of pickles. We have our own brand of papads. The other area where we have seen big demand for private label is all the cleaning products. Whether you talk about toilet cleaners, floor cleaners, hand cleaners, sanitizers, because these are categories where people are willing to pay less if they are getting an equivalent quality product. Typically, we find that there is a bit of a resistance to trying own brands in the area of personal care. anything which you apply on your face, skin, body, or hair, the little bit, or whatever you eat, or medicines, for example. But again, when it comes to snacking, what we try to do is our prices are significantly lower than the leading national brands. So quality is the same. So we do a lot of in-store sampling of our own brands in our stores. Once people have tried, for example, our tea or snacks, the bhujiyas, or other things that we have, or juices, we have our own brand of juices too, water too, then they find that the quality is equally good. They buy this because they can clearly see the price differential versus the leading national brands. In many cases, our prices are half of the leading national brands.
To start with, you had outlined 50 stores, that is 4 years back, but if I'm not mistaken, you've also changed your strategy towards your store expansion in India. Can you firstly tell us why that is the case, and also by 2020, now what is your new target?
See, we are not just chasing growth, we are chasing profitable and sustainable growth. That is the reason we are looking at every new store very carefully. So we need to make sure we are choosing the right cities where we have a strong presence already, because you can leverage the economies of scale much better. We're also looking at the fact that the real estate should be affordable, because if you end up making real estate mistakes, it can cost you a lot of money. So that is the reason why there has been a lot of focus, I will say, on quality of expansion versus just sheer numbers, because we are chasing sustainable and profitable growth.
Okay, so you currently have 25 stores.
Yes.
And if I'm not mistaken, you're planning on taking this to 27 by the end of this year, this calendar year.
No, our financial year is October 1 to September 30th.
Okay.
So 27 would mean that we are going to be opening 2 more stores in the month of September.
And what are the new consumption trends that you've witnessed, in terms of what are consumers wanting more, what is it that you've noticed? Because, especially because you deal so, closely with kiranas, it obviously reflects on the final consumption patterns in the country.
So I'll say one big trend that we are seeing across all categories is of health and wellness. And I'll explain this to you. So health and wellness means people are now, there's a big demand for organics. We were surprised to see that normal middle class customers, whom you will say middle class customers, and kirana shopkeepers, whom we will not categorize as kirana, A category kiranas, but B and C, which are catering to middle class or lower middle class households, are coming and buying a lot of organics, even though price of organics is almost double that of regular pulses or rice, etc. That's a very big trend. We're also seeing there's a big demand for pesticide-free fruits and vegetables, especially in the metropolitan cities. So that's a very clear trend. People are moving away from products which have insecticides or which are using chemicals, etc. So that's a big shift. Second is there's a lot of demand now for premium product or premium range of juices, what we called cold press juices. There's a brand called Raw Pressery. We gave them a platform. Their products have been doing quite well. On the other side, if I look at this health and wellness, you find that there's a big demand in the what we call the OTC area for health supplements, the bodybuilding proteins. We're seeing a big demand for whey proteins. We're also seeing that this is translating into some other areas like what we call consumer durables and appliances. So people are buying a lot of these water filters. People are buying air purifiers, given the pollution levels in most of the Indian cities. People are buying a lot more of fitness apparel. So if people were earlier buying, fashion apparel, of course that continues, but there's a big demand for fitness apparel at affordable price points. It also translates into shoes, running shoes. There's obviously a big, demand for brands. So, and we specialize in brands for less. We have a lot of the well-known brands. You look at Adidas, you look at Puma. We sell all these products in our stores at significantly lower price point versus what you will get in the outside market. So there's a big trend towards health and wellness, straddling across categories. And the second thing is people are now looking for more and more brands.
Okay. And how much lower are products available at your store compared to what it is available outside at the retail level?
See, we cater to almost all the segments. So as I said earlier, we cater to the 3 segments. So if I look at a kirana, let's take shampoo category. So we carry all the sachet packs, because sachet packs, according to my knowledge, would still be 65 to 70% of the total shampoo sales. So a lot of kirana stores will come and buy the shampoo packs. But we at the same time, we find that there's a big demand for the bigger bottles of shampoo, because we have these affluent shoppers. So Bangalore, say I said we have 6 stores in Bangalore, we have 4 stores in Hyderabad. These are also the cities where you have a lot of startups. Many of the founders of these startups come and shop at Metro. When they come and shop at Metro, we find that they also come and buy for the organic products which I was talking about, the health and wellness products that we talked about, and they also come and buy the bigger packs because they see bigger value in the bigger packs. So, Metro has to cater to all the segments. We have a philosophy that we need to have an entry price point. We need to have something which is the mid-tier of the market, and we also need to cater to the premium end of the market.
Okay.
So we are not leaving any segment untapped in our stores.